we have a client that is leveraging paid social, and they were trying to, paid social had worked very well for them in the behavioral health space. And obviously, in 2022, they had to get rid of the pixel, and they were dark for a number of months without anything. They brought Freshpaint on. They set up Freshpaint offline conversion passbacks that we've mentioned already. And the goal was to get back to the same level of efficiency that they had when they had the pixel, which is very difficult to do, right? Because the pixel, again, is just kind of scooping up everything. And a lot of Facebook attribution is view through attribution. It's, they've seen an impression, and then within 24 hours, they take action. So again, it's that nod. So how do you get back to that level of efficiency? And initially, we were just sending the Facebook Click ID, which is that bare minimum piece that we were talking about earlier on in this presentation. Mm-hmm. And then we said, well, let's just get all the stakeholders around the table to talk about that risk spectrum that Ray, you were talking about. And let's just say, where do we sit in terms of risk and performance? And I will say, these guys are very buttoned up on the compliance. They are conservative. They would never consider doing anything that would be considered coloring outside the lines. But we started to make a business case for, as long as we're not passing back health context, maybe we can start to send some of these additional signals to Meta that will help to improve performance so that you can scale, because that was the goal, right? We need to get more out of Meta. We need to scale up spend. We need to drive a higher patient volume. And so if you skip to the next slide, you'll see this part of the graph is where we started to work with Freshpaint and the client to optimize that passback. And the other key piece too, by the way, is they were looking specifically for in-network leads, because in-network leads, I think, had a 500% higher likelihood of converting into a patient than out-of-network leads. So we had a very specific target that we were chasing. CPAs were incredibly high. And then once we started optimizing the passback, sending some of those additional identifiers back to Meta, you can see the impact in this blue line that it had on that cost per in-network lead. It just dropped by 70%. And so again, and by the way, this is at a time when they also more than doubled their budget. So if you guys think about typical diminishing return curves that we see as marketers, typically when we're doubling our budget, our CPA goes through the roof. These guys doubled their budget, but because we were optimizing the passback, it went through the floor. So it really allowed them to scale up and get the results that they were looking for and help to drive the patient acquisition through Meta in a way that they were doing so when they had the pixel enabled. And I think that's the key piece, right? This whole journey is about getting back to what you were enjoying before as marketers in the good old days before these things, and that it doesn't have to be a whole new world where all of the things that we were able to do before have gone. It's just a different way of getting there, right? You just need a different MarTech ecosystem to get you there.